Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Reflection Friday. I got my buddy Paul Glendenning out of Chicago, Illinois, here with me today. So thanks a lot for joining me, buddy. How's it going?
Good, great. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem at all. So Paul, you are flipping houses, in like kind of the downtown, the heart of Chicago, and stuff like that. So before we get into like kind of how real estate investing has changed your life, I'd love to you to just kind of tell our listeners what you were doing before you got into real estate, man.
Yeah, so I went to school here in University of Chicago. I played tennis at school and had an interest in finance. I interned in the corporate world for a wealth manager, and didn't, that really rubbed me the wrong way. The idea of kind of pitching stocks to people or building a book of business, and read Rich Dad Poor Dad in college and thought, hey, rich by assets, poor by liabilities, and that kind of really stuck with me. My sister was a real estate broker at the time. So I knew real estate was maybe going to be the focus, but before I kind of dove in, I got hooked up with a new home builder. So I was working in an office setting, doing land development actually before the market crashed. So that was out in Rockford, Illinois. So yeah, I went to school here in University of Chicago. Went back to my hometown of Rockford, where they were building houses as fast as they could. And then that all took a real turn for the worst, 07, 08. That whole business kind of crumbled on it. Like I see some people I really looked up to lost everything, lost their businesses, lost, kind of had to totally regroup. Luckily, I was only a couple years into it at the time, so I was able to kind of pick up the pieces and regroup. But my passion is the city, and I knew I wanted to get back to Chicago. So I moved back, and I was actually a plumbing apprentice for a little while, and kind of learned, had these huge goals of getting into the business and just taking over the world, but kind of learned the hard way, one plumbing job at a time. And then I learned a little bit about the construction manager on the project we were working on was doing a bad job, and I stepped in and said, "Hey, could I give this a shot?" And then, painfully learned about each step in the process. But I think that was one thing really worth knowing. Like, as much as you really want to skip certain steps along the way, um, you kind of got to go through those growing pains. But yeah, that was kind of my start, was a new construction, and gonna just make millions of dollars to starting from scratch. And hey, can we fix your can I help my buddy fix your plumbing leak? So kind of up and down.
Yeah, well, that's the
But
life of a real estate agent right there. And even before you get into any of that stuff and things, so no, that's awesome,
yeah,
man. So you kind of went through kind
yeah.
of those steps of just kind of learning, trade by trade, and then fast forwarding to today where you're running a flipping business in Chicago and things like that. Like, so when you look at kind of that transition that you made and where you are today, like how has real estate investing just like how has that had an effect on your life and just for that positive way?
Yeah, it's been great. I was talking with someone the other day about that works for, they're kind of in the tech space, and he had mentioned how, I don't know if this is directly relevant, but how they kind of build, um, they work at, it's not so much about building value as like perceived value, and then a bigger tech company comes in and buys them out, and he didn't really like the taste of that. So I didn't realize throughout, till now, a little more about how tangible it is. So I really like, you know, um, finding something ugly and fixing it up, to make it nice, and just seeing that incremental progress is really fulfilling. And then, yeah, you mentioned we're in the city of Chicago, in an area that's, um, a huge majority of the south side of Chicago is impoverished in some pretty rough areas. So we've been able to, throughout the process, improve a lot of areas. And now we focus on one. It's called Woodlawn, just south of the University of Chicago there, that's really transitioning. And it's cool to see. Yeah. It's a nice place where I can, bring my family down. I'm not afraid to show people around. Like, it's becoming better and better, safer and safer. And to be part of that, like, transition is pretty cool. Really getting to know the local coffee shop owners and see restaurants come in and that kind of thing. But it's a nice diverse mix. I've always loved the city, but it's a really cool mix of students, of locals, and there's definitely different opinions on kind of gentrification and that kind of word as being a negative word. But in this sense, in the neighborhood we're in, I think it's a good mix of of locals and of kind of the university sprawling into the neighborhood we're working in. So that's been cool. I think that that helps drive the business too. It's not just a bottom line thing. Like, it's definitely good opportunities there, but it's cool to be kind of focused in on that area and kind of, I get energized when people come to town and never been down to that part of town, and kind of show them around. Hey, here's where the Obama Library is going to go. Here's this, golf course, kind of the history of Chicago. There's a lot of cool old history down there. So that's exciting for me. And over time, what was just a business turned into more of a lifestyle type thing. I get to wake up every day, my office is close by. I get to walk to it here. And then, my commute to work is down Lakeshore Drive, from one side to, from the north side to the south. And I get to see that beautiful view. So yeah, real estate's changed my life. I'm able to spend a lot of time with my family. I've got 2 young girls. So that flexibility in the scheduling, if we need to take a long weekend, we can. And if I need to duck out early for a dance practice, I can do that. So that's just been great. It's allowed and the biggest thing, it's allowed my wife to quit her job. She had worked at a Fortune 500, like one of the big 4 accounting firms. And it was a couple years back, we made the decision to let her quit and stay home with our girls. So that's been the biggest one there. I think she really appreciates being able to spend that time with them, and I'm allowed to. It's the biggest thing. Going back to Rich Dad Poor Dad, like using real estate as a vehicle to allow you how to spend your time has been like the biggest change in my life.
Yeah. And then also you get to spend some time on the golf course, right? So
that's right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So no, that's awesome, Paul.
Yeah. No, I do a little bit of golfing now. That's kind of a passion too. So hopefully more and more as you get older and the business grows.
There you go. Yeah. No, that's awesome, man. I really appreciate that and appreciate your heart. I know, I got to talk to you last week, and that's one of the reasons I was like, man, I got to do a Reflection Friday with Paul, just because I could hear it in you of like everybody, even when we do these Reflection Fridays and everybody talks about real estate, it impacts our lives so much of, we know kind of what it's done for us financially, and being able to, get your wife out of her job, and, kind of as the same story with me, being able to do that. Like that's awesome stuff. But man, I love the fact of your heart and what you're able to, like, just the passion you have into your city. Of, like you said, like, man, being able to go down to Woodlawn and see kind of what you've done and what you've been able to transform, and be proud of that, and have that, have that pride in your city and what you're able to do. So man, you are making a huge difference in the real estate world and in your city. And that's why I wanted to have on there to reflect with you a little bit, man. So really appreciate it, brother.
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate the time.
Yep, man. No problem. Yep. And we will see you guys next week on another Reflection Friday. Take care, guys.